Kia ora. Welcome to the workshop again. I've got a busy week, lots on, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a longer video to try and cover what I've been working on. The first thing is the doors, which I had finished sanding last time I caught up with you guys. Those have been painted already. 2 days at the painters and they're ready, which I didn't anticipate, which means I'm able to install those as soon as the client is able to receive them, so hopefully one day next week. That's the job which goes with these oak shelves, which I finished off a week ago. So that finish on there, that Rubio's nice and cured and should be nice and hard and durable. So those shelves, along with the painted cabinets that go below, are going either side of the fireplace in that client's home. And hopefully we install that next week. I'm also working on this games topper, which was that frame around a crest of it was a cat with like an egg beater and a knife. That was the family crest. And I have the oak here for the frame for that. And that's 2 3-meter long pieces of oak, which are 200mm by 40mm. And that oak is worth about $500. That gives you an idea of how much the materials cost at the moment in New Zealand. Oak, of course, being one of the more premium options, but it had to match the dining table, so it was the right choice. I've also ordered the neoprene cover for that topper, because that topper is going to be that frame which goes on the table, but when it's not in use, you can lift it up, hang it on the wall on a French cleat, and it should be a nice piece of art above the dining table for them. That's been ordered from Contrado online, so it's my first time using them. So we'll see how that turns out. Fingers crossed it's a good result, and that becomes an option for future game tables, although a more expensive option than generic neoprene. Now onto the game table. I have been ordering lots and lots of parts and things and figuring out what works. I picked up that's a diffuser channel, which I don't know if you can tell, but it's deeper than a lot of diffusers. This is trying to get as much depth as possible, so the LEDs we're using, which are the Nanoleaf LEDs, which are supposed to be the densest amount of LEDs in terms of diodes over distance available in New Zealand, as well as being Matter enabled and smart to work with all the devices. So those LEDs in the strip should be well diffused, so you don't get those little spots of color along the LED, and it should also give you a good range of color options, basically infinite, that you can control from whatever smart device you want. And if you're playing a game of, let's say, Dungeons and Dragons, for example, and someone gets poisoned, you could have the lights turn green and there'll be a green glow across the table. Or if someone is, say, burning or on fire, you could change it to red. If someone's frozen, you can change it to blue. Otherwise, you could just have that nice sort of warm white yellow ambiance with a bit of light glowing around the table for other games. That's the idea with the LEDs. I've also got the USB chargers coming, which have involved a lot more figuring out than anticipated, because to fast charge you need 2.5. As you can tell, it's a lot of stuff. That's that resolved. And then power to the table, we are going to be running a jug cord, an IEC cable, so that you can have it plugged into the wall, and when you're not using it, you can just unplug it. The idea was to put the plug at the base of one of the legs, but there's no way to hide that, and it's quite a big plug, you know, like, what's that, like 30 by 30 mil. I want to put it at the top of the leg, just on the underside of the apron, and then maybe have a little recessed channel down the inside corner of the leg that you can just tuck the cord into. I think that'll be the cleanest solution, so I'll do that. So I'll need to get some IEC cables, but they're pretty easy to come by. Cool, there's the neoprene suppliers have got back to me, and they're sending me samples. 2 and 3mm neoprene suppliers available in New Zealand. I picked up all the timber for the table. There's a whole pile of European beech in the back there. They only had the 40 and 50 mil in the store because, funnily enough, someone came the day before I got there and cleared them out of the 25 mil, which I had been eyeing up to use, and I'd even checked it was there last week, not expecting it to disappear the day before I got there. So there might be up to a 2-week wait on that timber. But that's okay, because I can start laminating the toppers, making the legs, and I can make a test of the player tray, which will have the card slot around the outside. Heaps of parts have been ordered on AliExpress, locally from local suppliers. Just making sure I have the right parts, reliable parts, good quality parts to do all the jobs I need to do for this gaming table, because we're going to make it basically perfect is the goal. It's going to be really good, as well as that. Got the bro making these badges for me, which will be on a veneer. So if it was an ash table, you might get a piece of this ash, which I've milled down to 3 mil, and I might have a bunch of these laser cut onto there, and then I can get those laser cut out, that round shape, drill with a Forstner bit, a shallow round section, and then inset that, glue that into that, and then either leave it with the laser cut finish, or I might try pouring some black epoxy, and then when I sand it over, it'll look like black glass inside the same grain and timber as the rest of the table. Look really cool. I think that's about it. I have got ash in the rack at the back as well. I got some ash. So I've got European beech, oak and ash all stocked in the workshop at the moment. The ash is for another project which I'm trying to sneak in between, which is making a prototype of a fold-out desk for a hotel. So they have a little workstation desk, which is only yay deep from the wall, but it's hinged so that you can fold it out again, doubles the width, and you can put your laptop there and have it as a little work desk, but you can fold it back up to be compact when you're not using it. Anyway, that's enough for you guys for today. It's enough to keep me very busy, and I'll catch up with you again in the coming days to let you know what else I'm working on. All right, ka kite.